Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest FU Rally video. Today we'll be zeroing a almost 3 billion mite player who was caught offline in our kingdom. We actually zeroed like 2+ billion mite players probably in the last week. So this has been an amazing kingdom. I have a ton of clips saved up, so you get to see a bunch of these. By the way, if you guys want to join in on these massive zeros we are doing, we are recruiting. We are looking for people at tier 5 and sigils. Obviously, tier 5 is the most important thing to have if you're planning on joining our guild, and sigils is something we will need because we do doubles at Baron and stuff like that, so it does help out a lot. Again, I did miss the first couple hits on this guy, so he started at 2.973 billion mite, so pretty much 3 billion mite. We also had his scout, so he had about 100 million troops. He had 5.5 million tier 5 and I think it was 16.5 million tier 4 as well. So the first couple rally leads coming in, one was Woody Hayes, I think the other one was Ali XX, down almost 100 mil already. So let's take a look at these hits. Oh, some big hits. 6.7 from Woody here. You can see Woody does have almost max stars at the time, 169 castle stars, quite a bit of artifact stars as well. Ali with X was a little bit lower, but again, most of the leads we have are quite strong. And by the way, we also need some leads. So if you guys are lead accounts, we don't just need fillers, we need leads, because if we're going to be zeroing these 3+ billion mite players, a lot of us do end up getting capped, so it's really nice to have those extra leads sitting there waiting to go, because we are going to be doing doubles all the time, because again, we are just one guild with 2 different shells. So again, everyone that you see in this video is just one guild, but we split up into 2 shells. Makes it so easy to do doubles and all that, and we can have more people in our guild then, so we have like 200 people-ish, maybe a little bit less, but again, we're trying to get more people, because the more people we have, the more we can do. If we get over 200 people, then we can start opening up a 3rd shell, and we can do triples all the time as well, so it's a lot of fun, and you get to zero these massive people and be a part of it, because nowadays it's so easy to zero people. As long as they are offline, they pretty much will get zeroed pretty much. I mean, unless you're like 8 billion mite, we probably don't even have enough leads to do that, because we'd have to be going leaderless, and then it gets really expensive anyway. But anyways, we can zero these 3 billion mite guys pretty easily. So down to 2.793. That was who was going in. That was King Ragnar. I know I like to call him Rengar, but it's Ragnar, like Ragnarok. I don't know, the first time I thought I was reading it as Rengar, and then I was going way off on a tangent. But anyway, so Sir Twins coming in as well, hitting there. Let's take a look at Sir Twins. You can see over 227 artifact stars. King Ragnar a little bit higher. Again, I think King Ragnar is almost hitting, I think he's over 1100%. I'm not sure if he hit 1200% yet, but getting up there. Char's coming in as well here with Morgan. The next set of doubles, you can see Morgan almost max castle stars, and Char almost as well up there, 159 with 721 levels on Char right now, so doing really well on those. Morgan's just a little bit behind, but obviously not that far behind with 644. Down this 2.732. Let's see where he is after Morgan's hit. Let's take a look here. 2.686. Down quite a bit as well. Looks like they're hitting some tier 4 or something like there. The mite drop was a little bit higher, both hitting for 6.4. The other hits were under 130, where that one was getting up to 140, so what that tells me is they're getting a little bit into the tier 4 now, at least in the front line, because again, an account like this has a pretty massive front line. I'm not sure if he was in Wedge or not for this one, I can't remember, but we will find out later on to see how it's going. So it looks like we got our leaders back on that one, so we'll be going again on this. Oh, wait, sorry. Comfy Donuts will be going again on this one. So Geomancing Comfy will be coming in here. You can see Comfy's up there with the artifacts as well. Over 760 artifact levels on that one, down to 2.64 and down to 2.59. So that was actually a big hit from comfy there. Geomancy also is going up there with 408 levels, 160 castle stars. It's kind of interesting to see 160 castle stars with a gold piece in their gear, because that's a lot of castle stars to be running a gold infantry plate. So it was kind of on the unexpected side for me to see that, but again, I don't know, whatever. So you can see where he is right now. He still has over 1 billion might in troops left, even after dropping about 500 mil might here. Looks like Geomancy got his leader back, so be going in for a second time on there. Lil Psycho will be coming in right after that, and see what the hit is on this one. Boom, there it goes, down to 2.486. Yeah, so like I said, if you guys are a lead and you want to come join some of these hits, we could use you, because obviously we're looking for that. And again, I will leave the recruiting officers in the comments down below. Just go message one of them online. You can always add me online and message me, and I'll just pass you off to one of the recruiting officers to get you set up in the guild. Again, make sure you have at least tier 5. That's kind of what we're looking for. Make sure you have a comp that you can actually join rallies and not have to shield all the time, sort of thing as well, because we do go into bigger kingdoms and try to zero some big people. So anyways, so it looks like Comfy's coming in, oh no, sorry, Drop Your Pants is coming in for the next rally here. We had the rallies timed pretty well at one point, but once you get into like later and later on, we're just trying to set them as fast as possible to get going. It looks like we have got through that front line, because that was a quite low drop there, or he only has a little bit of range left. So yeah, I was like, it doesn't look like range we are hitting with that infantry blast anymore, because it has dropped. And also before, we were getting massive might drops because we were getting into his tier 4, tier 5. That hit obviously a little bit lower. I was just posting that, but obviously the leads know what's going on at this point. They know what's going on, and I don't think he's running antis. We know how many troops he has left. I didn't know that at the time, but it looks like he still had a little bit of range left, because kind of that happens at the end. When you hit the formations, sometimes the range, or you start getting into other troop types, and there's a little bit of range left. So we're going to go one more blast into there, and then we'll end up going range after that. Range no fodder will be the best, just so make sure we are hitting his cav troops, because it will, if you go range no fodder, forces them into that infantry phalanx, then you can get into their cav, and then after that, all they'll have left is infantry, and just cav blast them down. So anyways, take a look there. Looks like Char still did quite a bit of damage, 146 mil might drop, so still a little bit tier 4 or tier 5 that we're hitting from the range. And then I was just asking if it was range wedge or not, so that really depends what the next troop type is. So I just missed that one on recorder. Again, I don't know what time the other shell is actually sending in their rallies, because I can't see the timer, and I only know it based off our timer, so it does make it a little bit harder to record. But I did get the end of that one. Quite a big hit there, 7.3, so these are going to be some big hits, especially since we're going range into cav at this point, so it will help quite a bit. So Cert Twins is coming in next. Let's see their rally. Okay, let's take a look. See where he's dropping. Down to 2.295. That's how much drop is that so far? That's like 600 mil might. He's already almost 700 mil might. He's already dropped. There's Cert Twins' range set there. Still a quite big hit. 151 million might drop. 8.1 million troops. Woody Hayes is coming in next. Let's see where he knocks him down to. 2.194. That was a really big drop. That was like 100 mil might. Yeah. So he dropped 190 mil or 199 mil total, which about 100 mil was his. Where obviously the rest is ours. 8.3 million on that one. I think who's coming in? It looks like Eli 85 is next. Eli T85. It's going to be coming in next. And who's the other lead on them? I'm not sure it was the next lead, but I think it might have been Genitalia. Sorry, I wasn't going to say the name, but then I was like, okay, I'll say it. Anyways, 207 mil mic drop from that. That was a 7.1. Again, probably getting into quite a bit of tier 4 and tier 5 in there. And here comes the last hit. Boom, and that is the burn. There you go. All our leaders are free, which is really nice because, again, you start running out of leads at a certain point if you're going leader the whole time. So it's really nice to see the burn pretty early on because that was at 2.024 billion might, so well over a billion or 2 billion might burning there. Again, that's what kind of happens once we get rid of most of the range there, and then you go that range there into the cav. It does hurt quite a bit. So it looks like Freya is going to be the next one on us. It looks like Woody Hayes is going to be the next FU one, so I got to keep an eye out on that one. Just, again, when you're recording, it does make it a little difficult. So it looks like we're going cav this time. Looks like we've taken out most of the cav already, so I'm going to go cav, hopefully hit a big hit on the infantry, down to 1.967. Let's take a look here. Not the biggest hit, but keep in mind, more of that's going to be their troops than ours, because we're walking back with more and more troops now, so it's a lot harder to tell how much we're actually killing of theirs at this point, because most of these are walkbacks. I was going to be getting as many reports as possible, but I'll put them at the end of the video just so you can take a look at them for that, because I need to go ask all the people again. I wasn't even in some of the guilds at the time. So there's one, or sorry, that was Woody Hayes again. You can see his setup there for his blast. Sir Twins will be the next one coming in after this. Yeah, we also got a couple more big ones. I think we got 110 million might troop, or 110 million troop 0 that I gotta post still. I've got another couple 2 billion might ones I'm gonna post as well. So if you guys do like these videos, hit the thumbs up. We're getting massive zeros. Obviously, we're using a lot of troops for them, so hope you guys appreciate watching it. Here comes Sir Twins coming in down to 1.7 billion. So he has about 200 million might in troops left still. Yeah, this is mostly just his troops at this point. 174 million drop there. There's a lot of tier 4, what's called, I think some tier 5 infantry in there as well. And then here comes Cade. So here comes the rally here from Cade. Again, down to 1.521. I think that might have been the 0 there. Let's take a look and see if there was anything left in that one. Yeah, there's just a little bit left, but I think people just were gonna actually. Nope, never mind. LAX is coming in. Sorry, never mind. I totally forgot what was going on, but. Yeah, so LAX is going to come in. That will pretty much wipe it out, because I think there was just a little bit of siege left literally after that hit. There wasn't really any troops left or anything like that, but it was a massive hit. I do have that report, so I can show you that one. So it looks like LAX is going to clean up here, take the leader away, and that will be it for the 0 here. Again, really cheap migration for this guy. He was super expensive at 3 bill might to move. Now it should be like 1 scroll move a lot of places at 1.5 billion. So we did help him out quite a bit here. So anyways, so that was the end of the 0. Let's go over some of the reports and see what was going on with some of the hits. Hey, so let's take a look at some of the reports at the end of the video here. So this was the first screenshot I got of him before we actually did the 0. That's not his starting might, that was just my first one. This was his scout report at the start. You can see he does have a bunch of army attack heroes on his wall, plus obviously level 1 and level 2 familiars. Again, they're usually the best to be running if you're running a massive comp, because they don't trigger at a percentage. You just get them at the start of the battle, which is the best, because if you have 100 million troops, having something that triggers at 10% is 10 million troops. So good luck ever triggering that. So anyways, let's take a look at his scout report. So this was the actual scout report of him. He had 98.2 million troops to start off. You can see the amount of tier 5 he has in his castle. 2 million tier 5 infantry, 1.5 range, 2 million cav, and 5.5 mil of each of the other tier 4s. So well over 20 million backline on this account. And then he also had a pretty big front line here. He was running a 30 million tier 2 front line with 24 million tier 2 inf and 17 million tier 2 cav. So we actually got through all that very quickly. One of the reports I got was sent in here. This was, you can see at the end here, it was mostly just his troops being taken out. This hit was 7.2 with 161 million might drop on their end. You can see we're only losing about 300k with only like 142k reds at this point as well. So again, once you get to this point, you're setting blasts. He's pretty much only one troop type. This ends up happening. So you can see what he had left at that point. It was basically just a bunch of tier infantry here, 6 mil tier 2 with 5 million tier 4 and 2 million tier 5 at the end here. So all these hits were pretty big at the end. We weren't like maxing out a tier 5 or anything at the end here, mostly because we'd rallied him so many times. People were just like having a hard time healing the tier 5 at that point. So again, this was his actual starting might. It was 2.973. This was the basically the report that I got before they started rallying him. Again, I got on after the first couple rallies, so he dropped like 50 mil might, but this was the first report, and then we'll just go over a couple here. And then this was the other report I was sent. This was another massive hit. This was by Cade here. You can see here, this wasn't the burn, this was after the burn, but you can see what he took out. Pretty much took out the rest of his troops. There was literally only a little bit of tier 5 left with a little bit of siege. That's what the last one from AliX actually took out. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. So if you have any questions or you want to join FU, just go down to the comments down below. I will have a pinned comment of the recruitment officers. If you can't get a hold of them, you can always message me and I could put you in contact with them. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.